Welcome to AFC Series 9. Each year, thousands of anglers compete at ABT events all over Australia for a chance to secure a berth in the Australian Fishing Championships. The AFC will see the best of the best battle head-to-head, with the winners being crowned the Australian Fishing Champions. 3 teams of 2 bream and 2 bass experts will compete. To begin the bream competition, we're here at Forster, New South Wales, a boating and fishing mecca 300 kilometres north of Sydney. Popular with retirees and surfers alike, this beachside paradise boasts a mild climate and a casual big country town feel. The Wollumbar and Kalongaluk rivers feed the tidal lakes where Forster's famous oysters are farmed on a variety of racks. And where you have oyster racks, you generally have sensational bream fishing. With over 250 square kilometres of lake and estuary, our bream hunters will encounter every possible environment to chase their chosen species. Team Hobie is Scott Lovig from Mornington, Victoria, and Daniel Brown from Taree, New South Wales.
Dan's much more familiar with the area than I am. He's spent way more time on it.
The area that we live in here has got a lot of racks, so I do a lot of rack fishing. I wouldn't say I'm an expert compared to a couple of the other boys, but yeah, I do enjoy it. It's fun getting in there and testing your gear and against the bigger bream that live at Forster.
Scotty, Australia's most infamous Hobie dealer, and Daniel have won every ABT kayak grand final ever staged. Team Aerogard is local Russell Babacool and Melbourne-based Warren Carter.
Look, I think Russell really rules when it comes to rack fishing. It's really his backyard and it's his domain.
Each team's got a local in it this year, so it sort of adds an interesting aspect to it. So sort of never really know in the back of the head whether one of the boys is fishing one spot that you're planning on going to. So it keeps you thinking all day.
Russell is currently ranked #1 in Australia. Warren is a black bream expert who's keen to learn the finer points of rack fishing from Russell. And Team BCF is Kris Hickson, the local, and Tristan Taylor, who hails from southeast Queensland.
I think Kris and I actually work pretty well as a team. We're both fairly young guys, love our fishing.
Tristan's really good at throwing hard bodies and I'm pretty good at throwing plastics, and we make quite a good team doing that.
Kris and Daniel Brown won the ABT Teams Grand Final in 2011 and is currently ranked #3. Tristan Taylor is a gun brimmer who won ABT's Queensland Bream Angler of the Year in 2011. Team Hobie and Team BCF go head-to-head in round 1.
Okay guys, welcome to Series 9 of AFC. We've got Team BCF versus Team Hobie. You can go in 3, 2, 1, you're off.
Let's do it, Mr. Hickson.
Let's roll.
So that's it, AFC Series 9 has begun. These guys idle out of the 4-knot zone and then it's open slather to their first spots of the day.
Do something.
First position was towards the edge of the lake on the last set of racks. First cast, got an undersize. I thought, you beauty, we might have found a few.
Brownie's a bit of a rack specialist, so I didn't want to get in his way up the front of the boat. So I decided it'd be better for me to look for some opportunities a little bit further away on the other side of the boat. So I started throwing a deep diving crankbait, looking at a few weed edges and a few deep holes, and eventually a fish come up. Fish on, fish on.
Although this series of AFC is very similar to last season, there's a basic change in the rules, and that is, this year, the anglers measure the fish on a measuring mat and let it go. And we have a length-weight curve that allocates a weight to that fish.
Only on the board.
26.
26, yeah.
26. So, yeah, #1.
And then those results are texted through amongst both teams. Now, in the last hour, there's a blackout on the weights, and they have to wait until the end of the session to find out who's won the match.
How big?
Not very big.
Yeah, good.
400 grams, so that must be about a 26 of them.
Just legal.
Just legal.
Not much. Team Hobie getting the first fish and us actually knowing about it via the text message was something different that you're not really used to in competition situations.
We were kind of happy we didn't get a text pretty early, otherwise we might have been a bit rattled, but it was probably a good thing because it reaffirmed what we probably already knew, that it was a tough day. What
is that?
That's not a bream.
That's a blackfish. Not what I want, but
Oh,
short little bite, isn't it?
isn't it? Oh, hell. Saw my line just go.
Right,
Straight
we've
up
got to
under
hook
it.
these things. Flying. Not quite.
Size?
Yeah, they don't have to be big, but
That's not big.
they've got to be bigger than that.
Yeah, bream are definitely one of the most cunning estuary fish you can target.
I've spent the last 10 years of my life chasing them around up and down the coast, so they're a spectacular fish. For the size, they put in a good fight. They can turn you inside out, especially rack fishing when you hook a bruiser.
They are very aggressive. They will definitely tackle things that are sometimes bigger than themselves. Often you catch a little keyring-sized bream like that on a lure that's about the same size as them. So they're obviously they're gutsy little critters.
Lord knows, sometimes I just think they look odd and the bream get angry because they've got a bully thing going on. They just want to go beat them up.
They're actually very smart. Sometimes it doesn't seem like that, but most of the time they are actually very clever, very picky in what they will and won't eat. And sometimes their habits just, you think you've got it all figured out, and they go against everything you know.